Welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about gatekeeping, and before you roll your eyes, because I can see you getting ready to, it's going to be more nuanced than you're probably thinking, because gatekeeping in Goth has a certain reputation to it. One that isn't entirely fair, but nor is it entirely wrong either. So let's talk about it when it works and when it doesn't work. And right now, more than ever, why it matters. Gatekeeping right now seems to feel like a dirty word, like it's elitism dressed up as cultural protection. But the very act of gatekeeping is you're saying that this thing has a certain definition, and that definition matters and should be preserved. Every single subculture that stood for something had to draw the line somewhere. The question is not whether to gatekeep at all. The question is really, what are you gatekeeping for, and how are you going about it? So let's start off with the most common example in Goth, the music. So you see somebody and they think that Typo Negative or Marilyn Manson or Slipknot is Goth, and you, being the dutiful gatekeeper that you are, lose your fucking shit over that. And this is where I think a lot of people get it wrong. Being correct about the music doesn't give you the right to be an asshole about it. Typo Negative is gothic metal. It has the gothic influence, and I think it's beautiful, but it's not goth in the subcultural sense. And Marilyn Manson is just rock with horror aesthetics draped over it. And there's a lot of beautiful gothic imagery in it, but the music itself is not goth. So when you're correcting somebody in this scenario, you don't just scream at them and just say, oh, you're a poser, you're not goth. It's instead the proper correction, as I would do it, is, hey, I see what you like. Here are some gothic artists that I think you would really enjoy. You could bring somebody into the scene that way. It's a natural snowball. You don't reject them, you bring them in. So instead of just calling somebody a poser based on the music, because goth is a music-based subculture. It's a political statement against conservative social norms. And on top of that, it is a music-based subculture. So for me, one of the first artists that I realized that I really liked that was considered goth was not Susie and the Banshees. It wasn't The Cure. It was actually Glaring. And I really like some of that music. And then from there, I really realized that, hey, Twin Tribes is awesome. I love their music. So good. Yeah, I think the approach definitely matters. It doesn't have to be this toxic sort of thing when it comes to gatekeeping. It's mainly to keep certain people out that aren't serious to begin with. You know, you want to keep your bigots out, the homophobes, transphobes, sexists, racists. You know, it's an inclusive subculture. So you want to keep that open. And this person just trying to find the music, and maybe you can be the one to show them the way. So again, in this scenario, one, it helps to build community, and the other helps to build your ego. And here I want to be really clear about why the music is very important. The aesthetic, the fashion, the community, it all grew out of the sound. That is why it is a music-based subculture. So when people completely decouple the aesthetics from the music, goth loses its very foundation. Gatekeepers aren't all just trying to do this for sport. It's to keep something pure from becoming a hollow shell of what it once was. A lot of people that gatekeep in this specific sense are not doing it for sport, but it's an attempt to keep something that they hold sacred from becoming a hollow shell of what it once was. TikTok and social media in general has turned goth into a filter or a genre, a way to perform inner darkness for an algorithm. You could have 2 million followers for calling yourself goth, but have never actually listened to any of the music in the first place. You don't care about the fucking politics. You don't care about anything except the clicks and the money, all that beautiful commodification. Thank fuck for capitalism, right? The problem here isn't that those people exist. The problem is that they are shaping millions of people, especially young people. They're shaping their thoughts of what they believe goth is. And that's how we end up with this diluted version of, you have these conservatives, swear to fuck, never listen to anything dark wave, cold wave, goth rock. They've never listened to any of that shit. They have politics that completely contradict the entire scene itself. You know, they're homophobic, transphobic. You know, they don't believe women should have the right to an abortion, yada, yada, yada. Some bigoted bullshit. And they want to call themselves goth because they put on black lipstick and wear a little bit of, you know, black t-shirt or whatever. And most of them are doing it for performance. It's not because they care or because they grew up in this or any aesthetic. They're just a fucking grifter. So someone brand new to the community that's trying to come up and get into all this, they could be getting all of their information from somebody that has never actually listened to the music or doesn't even understand the values of the subculture that they claim. Education is gatekeeping the culture in and keeping it real and true to itself. Hand in hand with TikTokification is commodification. Fast fashion brands running gothic advertising campaigns. The alt girl on content sharing platforms being reduced nothing but an algorithm for male consumption when alternative aesthetics are stripped of their meaning and sold back as some sort of commodity. The subculture loses the meaning that made it matter in the first place. Gatekeeping is not a purity test. It's about refusing to let corporations and algorithms decide your community for you, to define it for you. There's a difference between correcting somebody's music knowledge and then excluding them from the community. Again, somebody who's still trying to learn the music and they're seriously engaged, welcome them in to the community. You educate them. You show them new artists, new music to embrace their passions through that speak to them. And it helps to build the greater community itself. It's a good thing. It's a damn good thing. Just remember, everyone was new once. Someone who is queer or trans, a person of color or disabled or neurodivergent, they don't fit your stereotypical, what you picture in your head when you think of the goth look. They're just wearing normie clothes. That means to me, full stop. They definitely belong here. This whole community was built for people that didn't feel like they belonged anywhere else. But someone who's racist, get out. Someone who is homophobic, there's the door. Transphobic, get the hell away from me. Sexist, you can fuck right on off. Someone who wears the aesthetics whilst actively supporting political movements that are actively persecuting the very people that built these spaces? Okay, you can be long gone from here. That is not gatekeeping for ego. That's gatekeeping for survival. I already went into my last video about why goth is definitely political and how it is anti-fascist. I'm not going to go into it too much. I already have a good bit here. But yeah, that's the gatekeeping part that I totally support. Keep the bigots out of a space that was meant to be anti-bigotry to begin with, because that is exactly the type of person that gatekeeping was created to catch and prevent. Good gatekeeping is educational. It says, here's the music, here's the history, here's what it actually stands for. Good gatekeeping is protective, and it keeps out bigotry. It helps to stop the commodification, and it helps to keep people away that use the label, yet at the same time go out and betray the very values of the subculture. Bad gatekeeping is elitism. They say that you aren't goth enough because your clothes aren't dark enough, or you haven't been here long enough, or you listen to the wrong subgenre of music. Bad gatekeeping punishes the curiosity instead of nurturing it. Bad gatekeeping makes people feel like they have to earn the right to exist in a space that was supposed to be for people that didn't fit in anywhere else. The goal is never to make the community smaller. It's to make it feel more real. So if you're new to goth, welcome. Even if you aren't goth yourself, I just hope I've helped to create some sort of understanding that you may not have had before. And if you are new to the culture and the community, I encourage you to learn about the history and the music that it birthed. Engage with the people, not just the aesthetics. Figure out what it means to somebody, especially if you meet an elder goth, which I have in my experiences, and those are the people that shaped me, especially where I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing after high school. So my progress is I've been alternative my entire life. And so started off with just wearing black, and I must have been 12, 13 years old. I was talking about this in my last video, but I think I got sidetracked. I started off generic, growing up. I grew up near the peak, a little after the peak of emo, and that led me into punk. As I became an adult, I got more into punk, and then I eventually grew more into goth. So it was like an evolution of things. But for some people, that's all it is, and maybe some people are just curious. It was through others that I was able to figure out, I like this music. There's definitely some music I like. I stand with the values. I guess I can relate a lot more with this than I initially thought when I was a teenager, because I didn't know these things, and I wouldn't have known them if somebody didn't explain it to me. And I think that was very important. It made the biggest difference in the world. Gatekeeping at its best is just a group of people saying, we built something real here, and we are not going to allow it to become hollowed out. At its worst, it's others using cultural knowledge to feel superior to others. The difference is intent. Are you gatekeeping to protect something that you love and the people within it? Or are you gatekeeping to feel like you're better than someone who's still trying to learn it? One of those is worth doing. The other is just an inflated ego with a playlist. Protect the culture. Welcome the people. And know the difference. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you like this. And comment, especially comment if you have your own experiences to add, or you agree or disagree with anything I've said here, want to critique it, and again, just add upon it. All of it's welcomed. So, thanks. I will see you in the next one.